Today is November 2nd, 2023, a little after 8 o'clock in the morning. You got people in Washington, D.C., in Congress that's supporting Hamas, supporting the Arabian countries and the Middle Eastern countries' attack on Israel, and trying to get the government of Israel to have a ceasefire when they holding hundreds of people hostages, and after they're murdered, over 1,000 people, including Americans. And then you got people in America and other places around the world going down, ripping down posters and tearing down posters that have been put up of people who have been kidnapped by Islamic terrorists. So here's the deal. Would y'all be pro-Palestinian if Hamas had you kidnapped? Would you be saying, oh, even though I'm here being held hostage, go ahead and rip down my poster? How about if it was your mama that got killed by Islamic terrorists? Would you be asking for a ceasefire right now? What if your son or your daughter was being held captive right now in Gaza? Would you be protesting right now and asking for a ceasefire right now? Or would you be going in there and telling them, go get my family, do whatever you have to do? If you was one of those hostages, would you be saying, let's have a ceasefire, let's talk right now? Or would you be asking the American government and the Israeli government to use all force and all fury and all power that they have to get you out of there? The people that's doing all this protesting and stuff, they don't care that over 1,000 other people was murdered. They don't care that hundreds of other people are being held hostage. They only care about one thing. They care about terrorists. Now, they can't come out and say it. That's why they're really not talking about it. They want to act like, oh, I'm trying to look out for the Palestinians, and I'm trying to. No, you're not. Because most of y'all wasn't talking about no Palestinians before this happened. And by the way, if it is some Palestinians dying, which I know it's probably a few civilians being hurt and injured, that's happening because the people who they voted for, Hamas, the Hamas government, a bunch of criminals, a bunch of terrorists, Palestinians voted terrorists into office. They voted a bunch of jihadists into office. They voted a bunch of killers into office, and they picked a bunch of terrorists to rule over them. And that's what you supporting. You supporting a terrorist government. You supporting terrorists, people who murder innocent women and children on purpose. Not accidental rocket fire, not collateral damage, but purposely murder men, women, and children. And you want to rip down the posters of the faces of the victims because you don't want the people to see the real victims. The victims not the Palestinians. The victims are not Hamas. The victims are the ones that are on faces on those posters that you tearing down, the kidnapped. The innocent men, women, and children who were murdered by Hamas. The government that the Palestinians chose to vote in office. Y'all don't care about nothing or nobody. All you want is evil and blood to rule. You're on the wrong side. you need to change your mind about what's going on. Just guess what? If you was being held captive in Gaza right now, you wouldn't want nobody ripping down your posters. If you was one of those people that was murdered, you wouldn't want nobody ripping down your posters. If they had any of your family members, your mama or your daddy held captive, you wouldn't want them ripping down them posters. You wouldn't be asking for no ceasefire. Your family would have been murdered and attacked. If your country would have been attacked, you wouldn't be requesting no ceasefire. I know we went through 9/11. I was there. I wasn't in New York, but in spirit, I was with them people. I was in spirit with all of America, and y'all wasn't doing this. Y'all doing this because y'all don't like Jews, and y'all doing this because y'all don't like the Bible, and y'all doing this because got a murderous, devilish spirit on you right now. And that's the one controlling your thoughts and making you root for the murderers.